Today on ELN Morning.
Sooner than expected, with nearly 30% of Elon's campus community now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine, what you need to know if you're trying to book an appointment.
No rush, no problem. With the final days of sorority recruitment this weekend, why some freshman girls are opting out of the process.
And Singing for Service, how this year's winter musical theater production is reaching a younger audience.
Today, March 4th, 2021.
This is ELN Morning.
Well, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Baylor Rodman.
And I'm Ellis Chandler. This morning, many faculty, staff, and student employees are trying to book their vaccination appointments. According to an Elon News Network analysis, at least 30% of the Elon campus community is now eligible for the vaccine based on their employment at the university. This comes after North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper opened vaccines up to Group 3, including university instructors and support staff. Elon tour guide Abby Schutzberg received her first dose of the Pfizer vaccine yesterday. She says she made her vaccine appointment at a local Walgreens when she heard Governor Cooper's announcement. Even though Schutzberg was able to receive the vaccine, she says she is still frustrated by the lack of widespread communication from the university.
I think that taking the steps was a little bit hard because we weren't given any formal guidance.
Mail Services employee Courtney Abruzzo says she was not able to make a vaccination appointment until March 18th at a local pharmacy. Abruzzo says she was not expecting to be eligible for the vaccine this early, but is excited by the news.
I was super excited because I wasn't expecting to be eligible for at least another 2-3 months. And I figured it would kind of be like all students at once, not just on campus workers. So that was really exciting to hear that I qualified sooner than later.
Whether you're faculty, staff, or student worker, here are a few different strategies to improve your chances of booking an appointment. Right now, there are 3 main vaccine distributors in North Carolina: Walgreens, health departments, and local health centers. You can make an appointment at Walgreens online or over the phone, only if spots for both your first and second doses are available. While the Alamance County Health Department is still administering vaccines, it told ENN that currently it is only serving seniors, healthcare workers, pre-K through 12 staff, and child care workers. The county will make a decision on expanding eligibility later this week. Local health centers and pharmacies may be your best bet at securing an appointment. Oftentimes, calling these locations will provide more availability. And to make sure you ensure your eligibility, make sure you enter your local Elon address no matter where you try and book your appointment. Also, print out your I-9 form found on OnTrack if you're a student worker to prove that your working status here at the university. For more tips on how to get vaccinated, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And how quickly students can get vaccinated may determine the status of the May term study abroad programs. The Global Education Center plans to announce their updated plan for these May term trips later this month. According to Communications Manager of Global Education, Shanna Van Beek, programs going to England, the Dominican Republic, and Ghana have already been canceled, but trips to Tanzania, the Mediterranean, and Italy are still open.
This is a special one-time opportunity. Elon's never done a May term before. We don't anticipate we're going to do a May term again. So this is a unique opportunity. It's brand new to the university.
The deadline to register for some of the programs was extended to March 11th, and withdrawal fees are temporarily suspended. To read more about this year's May term, pick up a copy of this week's Pendulum.
Over 500 girls started sorority recruitment this weekend, hoping to join one by the end of the process. But as our Mae Vashbrook reports, some who aren't going through recruitment are crediting the coronavirus for their decision.
While many girls on Elon's campus are busy meeting members of sororities, Elon freshman Katie Bennard, who decided not to rush, is continuing on as normal.
I don't feel like I need 10,000 more friends at this point in my life. And I think that as much as I would always love to meet more people, I think that right now it wasn't the best thing for me.
Bennard says she seriously considered rushing, but was concerned about the virtual format.
I don't think I'll really know who these people are over Zoom. And I don't think they'll really know who I am either, and I think that that's a really easy way to end up in the wrong place.
Elon freshman Zoe Glasgow, who's also not rushing, says she never thought she'd join a sorority until she came to Elon.
I've definitely been struggling to make friend groups and meet new people. It's definitely hard, and the reason I kind of considered being a sorority was making friends and having that social atmosphere.
Glasgow says the cost, along with the fact that recruitment isn't in person, helped her make the decision. She says she'd rather put the money towards studying abroad or an internship. According to the Office of Student Involvement, new member dues for sororities can be up to $800.
Freshman year is just hard, no matter what. And then there's COVID on top of that. So I'm just trying to figure out how to spend my time and just be busy.
Since over 40% of Elon students are affiliated with a Greek organization, both Bennett and Glasgow recognize that many of their peers are spending recruitment weekends on Zoom.
Honestly, most of my weekend revolved around hearing about rushing, so I thought that was kind of funny.
Both Bennett and Glasgow say they would consider rushing as sophomores. Maeve Ashbrook, ELN Morning.
The final day of Panhellenic recruitment is set to take place this Saturday. Bid day, when potential new members find out if they've been invited to join a sorority, is set for this Sunday.
Will there be sunny skies for Elon's football game this weekend? Stay tuned for your Phoenix 5-day forecast.
Well, some students living in the Sheridan apartments located near the Danley neighborhood say they're experiencing a lack of privacy because of the new construction of the new Innovation Quad. Elon senior Avery Keller says the constant construction has been disrupting, and while she thinks the parking lot is better for the campus, she's disappointed in the change this brings to future residents.
Yeah, so it's definitely been a difference. You know, it was nice when we first moved in. We had all the trees behind us. We could sit on our deck and enjoy the view, but now, there's all this construction behind us, which makes a difference.
Residents were given no warning from both the university or their landlord before construction began.
This year, Elon Day brought in a record $3.5 million, some of which will fund 10 new scholarships for students. Since the first Elon Day in 2014, the total amount of money raised for the university has grown every year. Associate Vice President for University Advancement John Barnhill blames the coronavirus pandemic for fewer donors contributing to the university in the past 2 years.
People didn't make as many gifts because they're just not in the place to be able to do that. And other people stepped up and did more. So I think that what we saw was it was a remarkable year given all the angst that's out there.
Says the money donated this year will not be used to offset coronavirus expenses, but rather add value to the campus.
We raise money so that you do benefit. And the equipment that you have, the facilities that we have, the ability to bring you here because of scholarships, that's something that we're really excited about.
Donations to the university will be allocated to various departments by Monday, while scholarship donations will immediately begin generating interest. Now our Chloe Franklin is live from Citron Plaza with your Phoenix 5-day forecast.
Chloe, good morning to you. How's the weather out there?
Thanks, Baylor and Ellis. I'm outside in front of downtown Elon, and it's a great and sunny day today, with temperatures reaching a high of 66 degrees. But don't get too comfortable, because tonight temperatures will drop to a low of 31 degrees. And now for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. On tomorrow, we'll have another great day of weather, and on Saturday, we'll have an amazing weather for the football game against our rivals, JMU. It will be mostly sunny with a high of 51 degrees and a low of 26. On Sunday and Monday, we'll have 2 more great days of weather in the mid-50s, and on Tuesday the temperature will jump to a high of 65 and a low of 40 degrees. So put away your umbrellas and go outside and enjoy this great weather. Back to you guys in the studio.
Chloe Franklin live on Citron Plaza for us. Chloe, thank you.
And coming up, how students are using their talents to teach. ELN Morning returns in 60 seconds.
The regular seasons of both men's and women's basketball are over. According to the Colonial Athletic Association, basketball games that were originally just postponed are now fully canceled. Phoenix football is still scheduled to play all their games this spring, and at this point, none of their games have been canceled. CAA Commissioner Joe D'Antonio says it's still worth it to play.
Unfortunately, we don't control the virus. The virus controls us, as we've seen. So there's not any kind of pixie dust that I can sprinkle on this and say we're going to have a miracle season here. But everybody's worked really hard to try to provide those opportunities to our student athletes and our institutions.
This Saturday, the Phoenix are set to play against James Madison University here at home.
And the Performing Arts Department is continuing their spring season tomorrow night with the musical theater production The Bubbly Black Girl Sheds Her Chameleon Skin. But as I found out, this year's show could check off a graduation requirement for the students involved.
Elon sophomore Giselle Watts loved the idea of turning this year's winter musical into service experiential learning when it was first introduced to her. Service learning is one of 5 ELRs, and students need to complete 2 to graduate. Watts and her cast members are completing theirs by teaching elementary and middle school students in Burlington about racism in the arts.
Even though like bubbly, it's called bubbly, it talks about some really deep and dark topics.
Watts and the cast performed the show and taught for children's groups in Burlington. She says her goal was to get kids moving.
Probably only taught them like 4 steps of the dance because they were so excited and just kind of wanted to just play with us.
Elon senior Christine Wanda is playing the lead role of Vivica and says she's never felt a resemblance to a character like this before.
I felt like I was seeing distant memories of myself like in first grade with like the white students around me, and I felt so extremely seen when I first read it and alive, and I knew that this was what I wanted.
As the only senior in the production, Wanda says she led conversations after each rehearsal to help keep the cast in good mental health.
There are so many truthfully traumatic things that happen within the show that no one wants to go back home and then be thinking about or like have that live inside of them.
Watts says she hopes performances can continue to count as ELRs in the future.
And the streaming of The Bubbly Black Girl Sheds Her Chameleon Skin is set to premiere tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. But for more information, you can visit elonnewsnetwork.com. I had so much fun with that story. I had never heard of that show, and I'm a big fan of theater, but I'm really looking forward to tuning into it live.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that they were able to not only be there on stage, but again, bring a really important message to the community with their talent. It was really beautiful to watch. I think it was a great job, Ellis. Great story, great reporting, and happy to watch it. When is it again?
It's tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. and it'll be more information on our website, but also you can view it at elonperformingarts.com.
Well, absolutely wonderful. I will set my calendar. Well, that's all the news we have for you today. Thanks so much for joining us.
And for all the news you need to know when we're not on the air, visit our website elonnewsnetwork.com and follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Well, enjoy the weather, get outside, and have a great day, Elon.